Now we move to fetal pH assessment. The normal fetal scalp pH is over 7.2. In the olden days, we used to do a lot of fetal blood capillary pHs. On the west coast of the United States, it's not done very much anymore. East Coast, New York, perhaps a little bit more, and you need to know how to do this. This is done in labor if you have a non-reassuring or at least a ambiguous fetal monitor tracing. If you have a clearly ugly-looking tracing, you just can do the cesarean. But if you're not sure, you can do a fetal blood capillary pH. The membranes must be ruptured, the cervix must be dilated, the station must be low enough so you can put this device against the fetal head. There is this hollow cone-like device. We place it against the fetal head and we want to hold it firmly to prevent any amniotic fluid from getting in and contaminating. We have this device which has a blade on the end, and we put this inside the cone and we create a nick on the scalp of the fetus. And the whole idea is that we will get free-flowing capillary blood which we can then put into our heparinized tube and send to the laboratory for pH determination. What was interesting was that when they pushed against the fetal head with this cone, and if there was an acceleration of the fetal heart rate, the pH was always great. Scalp stimulation, acceleration, good. Maybe we don't need to do the fetal blood if we can get a scalp stimulation acceleration. So they did a study by taking an Alice clamp. This is an Alice clamp. It's got serrations on the end, and here I am picking up my own skin, clamping it. It's a measured stimulus. You go to 2 clicks. And the study was done by doing a scalp pH and a scalp stimulation with an Alice clamp. And what they found was every time the pH was normal, there was an acceleration with the scalp stimulation. And so one way that you can avoid or at least decrease doing scalp pHs is by doing the scalp stimulation. If the pH is over 7.2, reassuring, allow labor to continue. If it is less than 7.2, we say none reassuring, and at that point, we really probably need to do an emergency cesarean. Most of the time, the baby comes out fine, but since we don't have any better way of reassuring ourselves, we do the cesarean. After delivery, I like to take some of the umbilical cord segment, doubly clamp it, and then aspirate fetal blood to see what actually was happening with the baby. Are we going to take arterial or venous, which is the best reflector of fetal status? And the answer is it's arterial. So we take arterial blood, and this is often helpful to identify, was the baby in trouble or not? And that is the end of pH assessment of the fetus.